Hi, I'm Ronald Dillard Jr., writer and director of A Player's Last Play.
And I'm Winstead Barnes, star of A Player's Last Play. I play a character named Sean, who is a womanizer, and he's a womanizer of the worst kind. I mean, this guy, like, he gets women that men dream about, you know, model-esque, business women, high-powered, and even though they're, like, so sought after, he treats them like yesterday's trash after he's done everything he could with them. But the thing about Sean is he's very arrogant, very cocky. He could care less. You know, he has these women and he does what he wants to them, and then he treats them like yesterday's trash.
He also is very confident. I mean, it doesn't matter about rejection because he doesn't see it that often. I mean, he's in a situation where he approaches a woman, and 9 out of 10 times it goes his favor. If it doesn't, he doesn't care. But for him, he has a lot of options, and because of those options, a lot of the respect for the female is lost. You know, he doesn't really have that. This really is a story of how people treat people, but it's classified basically. It's an example of how a man is treating a woman, which translates to today, and it goes both ways. But this is just a concrete example of that. Another thing, pretty much with Sean, is that the women that he comes in contact with, and he doesn't just, you know, he has what we'll call, you know, very fine women, dimes, or whatever you want to classify them as. But he doesn't really discriminate against any of them. It's just another thing that we see in this exploration of him is pretty much how he became like this. You know, what led him to this. Events from his childhood that he's seen kind of how women, the contradictions, you know, how they will say one thing and do another, basically led him to kind of his way of thinking right now. So now another character, which is played by Ryan Wilson, his name is Eric, and basically Eric they've been childhood friends, grew up together. And for Eric, he's pretty much somebody who he has boundaries, you know, but Sean doesn't have any, and he's kind of somebody just kind of gets Sean to slow down, but you know, Sean isn't interested in doing that.
Yeah, Sean pretty much he just doesn't care. I mean, and with my character, you can see that because of his reckless behavior, there must be an underlying, like, pain. Like, he's going through a lot of sorrow, and he can't really cope with it. So he acts it out in a different way, and I believe it's pretty much why he treats the women the way that he does. You know, Eric is a good friend, and he tries to slow him down, but you know, Sean really doesn't care. And he actually has a woman that he toys around with. You know, you'll see her. Her name is Vanessa, and she's played by Keisha Beener.
Absolutely.
And for the most part, you know, Sean keeps her around, and you know, I really feel that he cares for her on some level to keep her around because he has so many women that he just disregards. But it's something about her that kind of like holds his heart, but he doesn't want to show people that he even has a heart, you know.
Also with Vanessa is the thing that she's a representative of the nice, loyal, sweet young lady who is really in love with Sean. And Sean does things to her that she allows him to do it. She allows him to get away with all of the things that he does because of the fact that she is in love with him. It's a situation where if other guys try to play the same games or treat her or disrespect her the way that Sean does, she wouldn't let him get away with it. But because she loves Sean, she allows him, you know, that long leash. Now, what this does is it sets up interesting dynamic between my character. I play George, and George is a good friend of Vanessa's. He cares for her deeply. We would not like nothing better than to be with Vanessa, but she doesn't, you know, she doesn't look at him like that. She doesn't want him. And it sets up kind of that love triangle where George really wants to be with Vanessa, but Vanessa really wants to be with Sean, and Sean doesn't want to be with anybody, you know.
Yeah, Sean is pretty much wrapped up into himself.
Absolutely. And another thing is that he has so many options. It's pretty much, if you know, if this particular woman doesn't want to be with him this night, he'll call another one, or another one, or another one. And I think that so much translates to kind of in some situations kind of how it is. You know, it's really a hard, harsh reality. You know, the good thing about it is that it gives people an opportunity to look at not so much themselves, but maybe situations of people they know. And the greatest thing that can happen if somebody looks at the situation and say, I can recognize that, or maybe the light bulb kind of pops up.
Yeah, I pretty much think that, or feel that, with most guys or any females that may have destructive habits or, you know, destructive behavior, there's an underlying like pain from something in their past that's just like eating them away, and they just really can't get away from that monster. So everyone around them pretty much is the brunt of all that force and anger, you know.
And it also translates to basically you really can't help who you fall in love with. Now, and the unfortunate part about it, sometimes we fall in love with the people that treat us, they don't care about us. They don't have the same feeling, and it's hard to let go. The dynamic is set up is that George really wants Vanessa, but Vanessa really wants Sean. And George's heart is with Vanessa, but Vanessa's heart is with Sean. Now, the thing is that what is the person to do? Now, it's clearly that George is a good guy, he's a great guy, but what do you do when you really don't want that person? They might be good, they may be okay, but they're not really who you want. You know, and it sets up, and you know, what are you supposed to do? There is no right or wrong answer. It's just, I think, kind of how life plays itself out.
Yeah, I pretty much think it's really about a lot of life decisions, you know.
Absolutely.
Some people make decisions with their mind, and then some people make that decision with their heart. But when you're, you know, on the fence about both things, it's like it's a conflict there that, you know, eats your life away. You know, it'll cause you to make bad decisions, which you'll see in this production, a lot of bad choices, you know.
And the thing about Sean is that he doesn't make any apologies for anything he does. You know, he is totally 100% focused on his own personal agenda. And for him, women are, they're basically like disposable objects. It's just something that he uses and he throws them away. There's no respect for, you know, the human being or the human quality. Now, one of the things that happens in this production is that a woman from his past, she shows up and she changes his life forever.
Yeah, she pretty much is unrecognizable, but I think that what she does to him is like, man, it's, you got to see it. It's really,
Well,
it's really crazy.
you're going to have to see it for you. You're going to have to come check it out. Players Last Play premieres right here at Henrico Theater, May 20th through 22nd, Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 5 p.m. Here at Henrico Theater, located at 305 East 9 Mile Road, Henrico, Virginia, 23075. For more information, you can go to www.ronwinstonent.com. Well, our time is up.
Yeah, it is. So we'll see you there, right?
Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Peace.